Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for all your support. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I recreated this panel skirt. It has a fishtail at the back. Please make sure you watch till the end because I'll be showing you the process I use in achieving this beautiful skirt. And also, if you find my video helpful, please subscribe to my channel. This is the Ankara print I'll be using for the sake of this tutorial. I made use of 6 yards of Ankara print. If you are of a medium size, you can use 5 yards. Okay, I have this basic skirt pattern that I will be using to teach you how to make a panel skirt. You can use any skirt pattern of your choice. It will still give you the same results. But if you don't know how to draw a basic skirt, I will share a link on my description box. Do well to check it out. The first thing I'll be doing is to alter this basic skirt pattern to a panel skirt. To do that, you need to determine how many panels you want for your skirt. This skirt is like a 6-piece skirt, but this one is a modern and higher version of it. So I'll be using 6 panels, that is 3 for the front and 3 for the back. But know that I'll be slashing the center back open because of the zipper allowance. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to alter this pattern when you're working with plain and Ankara fabric, and also how to make 8-piece skirts. Since it's 6 panels I want for my skirt, 3 panels will be for the front. So I will start with the front part and I will be using my hip measurement to calculate it. And my hip on this pattern is 12 inches because it's a half scale. I divided my front hip by 4 to get 12 inches. If you unfold your pattern or your fabric, the 12 inches will give you 24 inches. So to get your 3 panels for the front, I will be dividing the 24 inches by 3. If I divide it, I have 8 inches. 8 inches is what each panel wideness will be. So if you want to place your measurement, don't start from the center front. You place your 8 inches from the side front. Please note that I added my sewing allowance on this pattern, so I've marked out my 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. So it's from there that I will start placing my 8 inches. This 8 inches I measured is for the 2 side fronts. So if I measure what I have left, I have 4 inches. That 4 inches is for the center front. Remember that your fabric will be unfolded, so if you unfold it, you have 8 inches. Can you see the 4 inches I left? That is 4 inches here. So I will now measure these 4 inches. I will take it to my knee length. The only calculation you are doing here is only on your hip. So I will now mark it and I will rule it straight down the way you see me doing. After ruling it out, I'll be coming up by 2 inches from my knee length. This 2 inches is where I want my flare to start. You can go higher or you leave it at that knee length, but I want it to start from here. So I will rule it out. So from these 2 inches I measured here, I will come up by 5.5 inches. And from there, I will come down by 5.5 inches. As we go on, you understand the reason for that. So from the 2 inches I came off from my knee length, I measure half inch on the both line, and I will connect it to the 5.5 inches upwards and 5.5 inches downwards. The half inch I took is to tighten the knee areas so that this flare will spread out well and it will be fitted around the knee area. This is what I have when I was done. Can you see? What I will do now is to roll it straight down. After rolling it straight down, you confirm what you have here. If it's up to 4 inches, you connect your line very well. Can you see what I'm doing? So I will now go ahead and cut it off. Please, if you find my video interesting, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. And also turn on your notification bell to get notified once I upload a new video. After that, I will be notching it. You can use a star or an arrow to indicate where you'll be joining it. Please note that after cutting it on your fabric, you also notch it the same way you notch it on your pattern paper so that you won't be confused when you want to sew. On the center front, I wrote cut on fold to indicate it. For the center front, you put your fabric on fold before you place your center front pattern. Okay, I'm done with the front part. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the back part. Okay, I've done it already. Before I place my measurement, I started from the side and I removed my 1.5 inches sewing allowance the same way I did on the front part. Once you remove your 1.5 inches and measure your 8 inches, you repeat the same thing I did on the front part. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now. After cutting it out, please label your back so that you know which one is back and front. You also notch it the same way you did on the front part. The next thing I'll be doing now is to transfer it to my fabric. The width of this fabric is 45 inches. So I will be putting it on fold to cut my side front and my side back. So for my length, I'll be adding extra 8 inches to my actual length. The length of my skirt is 43, so I added 8 inches, making it 51 inches, both hemming allowance included. I want this skirt to be pouring on the ground, that's why I added extra 8 inches. I've gone ahead to cut out my 51 inches length. This is for the two side front. If I confirm it, I have 51 inches. You can make it longer, or if you don't want yours to be pouring on the ground, you can use your normal skirt length and add 1.5 inches for folding. So before I place my side front pattern, I will fold my fabric this way and determine the middle. I also do the same thing on the side front pattern, fold it into two, not the middle. Before you place it together, make sure that the side you notch where you be joining with the center front will be facing you. The side where you added your side seam sewing allowance will be this side. This side is the side I took in my half inch that intake on the knee area. That's the side that will be facing you. After placing it together, making sure that the both notch parts on the waist line are aligned, you now use your pin to secure it. I'll be adding half inch sewing allowance on this side, the side I will be joining with the center front. Remember, I've added my side seam sewing allowance on the pattern for the other side, so I will not be adding any other sewing allowance this side. So I will now slant it this way. I will slant this side also. My chalk is not visible enough, so when I'm cutting it now, you understand what I did. Can you see how I'm cutting it? I added my half inch sewing allowance. When I get to my knee, I will slant it out to the hemline. After that, I'll cut this side. Can you see I did not add any other sewing allowance? I added it on the pattern. From my knee, I slant it out. Can you see the shape of the flare? I'm done cutting it out, so I will go ahead and repeat the same thing for the side back. The side front and the side back is the same thing, so I will cut it out now and come back and show you the next thing to do. So I'm done cutting it out. This is my side front and this is my side back. I will go ahead and give it a notch the same way I did on the pattern. Just follow the pattern on it and notch it on your fabric. After notching it, I will now show you how you can cut the center front and the center back. So I'll go ahead now and fold the one that I will use for the center front and the center back. What I have here is what I use for the side front and the side back. That means I measure the length of 51 for two sides, 51 for the two side back, and 51 for center front and center back. So what I will do now is that I will be dividing the fabric into two, one for the center front and one for the center back. I will iron it down now so to determine the center where I will be slashing it open. I'll cut it out now. After opening it up, I will remove the one for the back. I'll first of all cut the center front before I cut the center back. I'll fold the center front this way and I will place my pattern on it. The center front is unfold, so I'll place it the way you see me doing, and I will add my half inch sewing allowance. Can you see my half inch sewing allowance? I slant it down to the hem. Use your pin to hold it before you cut it out. I'll cut it out now. After cutting it, I'll set it aside and cut the center back. This is my center front, and I'll fold this one that I have left for my center back. Can you see the way I place my center back? You place it this way, place it at the middle, or you leave 1 inch for the side facing you. That's what I did on my own. I will pin it and I will cut it out. If you get to the knee, slant it out the way you see me doing. Make sure you add your sewing allowance for the other side that you'll be joining it with the side back. This side I'm cutting now is where I added my zipper allowance. I did not add any other sewing allowance on that side. Just follow what I'm doing, you get it right. Can you see how I slanted this side also? This is how you're supposed to be looking like when you're done. You notch it on the side you will be joining with the side back. After cutting everything out, the next thing I'll be doing now is to curve the hem of the side front and the side back, just to give it that round curve at the hem. So from my knee, I will measure what I have from the center and I will place it on the side front. So I folded it like this and trim it off with 1 inch. Can you see? I did the same thing for the both side front and the side back. So after that, I'll be adding a little tail. This is what I have left when I was done cutting everything out. So I will fold it in a triangle shape. I want to use this side now to cut my back tail. So I will place my back this way. Can you see how I place my tail from the nail? That's where I place the tail that I folded into two. Can you see? Just add your tail the way you used to add tail on your A-line dresses. The length of the tail is from the nail down to the hem. So from the length of the skirt, I will slant the tail to the folded edge. The tail is longer than the skirt with about 4 inches. Can you see how I'm slanting it? Depending on how long you want your tail to be. I just want mine to be a little bit long. I'll go ahead now and cut everything out. Okay, this is what I have when I was doing it. I will unfold my center back now and show you how it will look like when we are done sewing it. Can you see how my back is? This is the tail that I cut out for the back. Can you see how you will fix it? So I'll go ahead now and cut my lining. I use Godet.this satin as my lining. The length of my lining is 18 inches. It stopped 1 inch below my nail. So if you like, you can make your lining full length. I iron soft gum stay on my fabric just to give it a little strength. So the next thing I will do now is to join my main fabric, the 3 panel for the front together. This is my 2 side front and this is my center front. So I will match my center front with one of the side front together. I will use my pin to secure it. I'll also do the same thing on the other side. I advise you pin everything on your table before going to your sewing machine. I'll go to my sewing machine and sew it straight. When I get to my knee, I will slant it out. So slant it out the way you used to sew your A-line mermaid gown or your 6 pieces gown. Alright, if you pin everything on your table before going to your sewing machine, it will be more easier for you. So I will sew it now and come back and show you the next thing to do. I also sew my lining the same way I sew my fabric. Can you see I've sewn it? I will open it up. I will open the seam up and iron it flat. This is my knee. I will notch the knee area where I curved so that it can relax very well. Can you see what I have? You also notch this side. After notching it, iron it very well. Open the seam up and iron. Also turn it to the right side and iron. I've also sewn my lining. This is my back. I've joined my back also. After ironing it, I will use my lining now to turn my front and back. Just place it right side facing right side and sew the both side with 1/2 inch. I've sewn it already and I've turned it. Can you see the right side and the back side? This is for the 2 side back. I've joined it. This is what I have for the back. Can you see how I closed it? This is my knee length. So what I will do now is to close it up so that I can attach my zipper before I fix my tail. Can you see my tail? So I've marked where I will attach my zip and I will sew the remaining down. The next thing now is to fix my tail. So I will match it the way you see me doing. Just match it on the knee area. I will use my pin to pin it down. Can you see what I'm doing? Just match it right side facing right side. Pin it straight down. After pinning it, you go and sew. This is what I have when I was done sewing it. Can you see how the tail look like? So I will notch it here now. After notching it, I will open it up. I will open the seam allowance up and iron it. I will do a separate tutorial on how to attach a tail on A-line dress. I will do a full tutorial on that. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to shape the two sides. I'll just place the front and back together and I will shape it. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, like and share my video. I'll go to my sewing machine and shape the two sides. Just shape it very well the way you used to shape your dress. After shaping it, I'll use bias to fold in the waistline. This is the outcome of everything. Can you see the tail, how it looks like?